There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's stream. Whoop. There you go. It's once again freaking hot in here. Literally, it is 27 degrees in here, and oh boy, the window's open. I know for a fact that there's no heater on, but for some reason it feels like there's just something heating up in here. I've checked my PC. That's not the one, because my PC has fans pretty much everywhere, so that cannot be the one that's heating up or something. But it just feels like it's just slowly but surely getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and it is... I'm also kind of tired, because once again I had to get up really early for some reason. Just like last week, for some reason. But, ah well. We're counting down the weeks, people. We're counting down the weeks. Only 6 more weeks and then I'm done with this. Or at least not with this, obviously. But only 6 more weeks and then I'm done with the work thing that I apparently need to do for school. And then I'm also done with school. Finally. Freaking finally. And I can finally do my own thing. And actually get this going. For real. Also, my headphones were charging, but I had to get rid of them because those cables, man, they are really annoying. I might just decide in eventually just going for, you know, just, even if they're not empty, I'm just gonna charge them every single night because, oh boy, these headphones are not made to be used while charging. Just the cable gets in, it's just really annoying. It gets in your way everywhere, absolutely everywhere. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose let's finish Phoenix Wright because this is supposed to be the very last trial. Let's hope it is. Again, it's just going to be a 3-hour stream, so the chance is going to be quite small that I will actually be able to finish this. Because again, we are still investigating and we still have to do a trial. So, a trial that I do not know about. Literally, I did not know about any of this. So, yeah, I suppose let's go. Probably going to be glowing as all hell, because again, as I already said, it is really hot in here. It's supposed to get cooler, but it isn't. And my door's also closed because, oh boy, my cat is acting bad. So she's not allowed in here. You know. Let's actually examine this, shall we? Because why the heck is that just sitting there? I'm wondering, what the heck is this? There's a big K on it. It's a, prosecutors. Huh? What was that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What so? So that K, that's... K stands for King? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design that thing. King of Prosecutors. King like Employee of the Month? Only better? Alright. Cool. Hey, Chad, the chessboard. It's not too up my... I'm not too much up on my chess, but it looks like Blue's in a bit of a tight spot. Hey! Lenny Hill, thank you so much for hitting the follow button. I really, really appreciate it. Welcome to the Blue Knights. Hope you can have a great time here. And how are you doing today? Of course, if you want to say that. The Red Knights have surrounded the Blue Pawns. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out the poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mayor Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mayor Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Thinking. Edgeworth? What kind of chess game is that? Why is red surrounding blue? Whoa, these are all case files. They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. Thought Edgeworth wasn't good with the heights. But there's someone to get for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? I must study these case reports so closely. So cool. I wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on the ladder. Come on now. It's Edgy Boy, alright. Here's our boy. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mayor Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Wendy? Heard that name somewhere before. And besides it, a giant steel samurai. Whoa, I want one. Huh? Something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mayor Edgeworth's fiancée? Oh. I don't think so. Oh god. Moving on. Oh, cute! What a pretty tea set. I go more for instant tea bags myself. Amazing! The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at the royal blend! What an exquisitely splendid connection. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. And again, it's just tea. Jeez. The work desk. It's quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe again? Yeah. And of course I added it again myself because literally he saw it again. Why? Maybe I'll take the name Blake as a souvenir? Don't. He'll sue you. And then of course I have to defend you. Wow, the jacket's even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right. Right. Never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in the frame. Maybe I'll be naughty. Take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. Alright then. I think it's time to go. Do we have more to talk? No. Well, time to move. Later. Do we have more to talk about you? No. And we are not allowed to move as well. We don't really have much to present, so yeah. We have a couple, but you know. Radical Law Offices, Detention Center, High Prosecutor Office. Nope. Alright. Don't think there's anybody in Detention Center. Nope. Well, then we probably have to do a lot more with our boy. Not you. Weird hat. There you go. Yo! Suppose I'll just show you some stuff. How about that? Look at this! Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. You're right? Huh? What? I'm sure you should be showing that to Mayor Edgeworth. Oh, he'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be on the same side as Mayor Edgeworth. But then my sister would be found guilty. If she cites any deeper, I'm going to start getting depressed. Come on, Phoenix. Here, it's your knife. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defendant. Especially with you. It's your own knife, though. Doesn't like you much, does he, Meneer Wright? Nah, ninja effort's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. So in other words, you were the best of the best this year, huh? You could take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department ceremony to receive that broken shield. Police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, correct? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe you should ask him more about yesterday. Look! You don't have a badge! Once I dreamed of becoming a defense authority. Long time ago. What? You want to be a defense authority, Mr. Edgeworth? Yet my path is laid out clearly before me. I have no time to reflect on what might have been. Cool! Could you tell me more about yesterday? The day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor office. Cleaning day? Working with police department, short and files all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands off old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. Ceremony was held at the police department. There's an unusual view and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. Cool, cool. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself at May Edgeworth pride ourselves in our position, right? No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edgeworth's parking stub, edited court record. This is a parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What? Right? I'll appreciate if you'll direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh god. He just came out of police college, eh? Or police school. And he's all hyped to go. Excuse me, but Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth, what is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find any new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth lit blow. Edgeworth's lit isn't on very tight, is it? Made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so I don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir! I'm just following other orders, sir. They tell me to bring this to you. I was aware at the particulars of your... give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right, Officer Meekins. Take your report and leave. And good luck with that race next month. Ah, but sir, I don't know. I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and got luck. And good luck. Right. Yes, sir. He got me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Right. The victim was a detective from the same department as the patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. Seems to have finally calmed down at least. Moving on. Alright. Later. Hey, police department entrance. Ah, Gumshoe's already standing there. Nice. Phew, you're finally here. My nose is itchy. Stop being itchy, please. No time for itchiness. We gotta work on a case, god darn it. We gotta get this solved. We need another not guilty verdict. Alright? Let's do this. Why would they put a detective so far away from the prosecutor's office? It took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. This is my first time to the police department, actually. Hold on, what's that? Oh god, that's creepy. Disturbing. What is it, you look like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make, him the police mascot. Well, when you're right, you know a lot about the police department. Still, it doesn't seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appeared to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Oh, he noticed me. You're running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? It's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. It's our chance to get information. Hey! If you know I'm a very busy man, pal. So you're a very busy man. Aren't we all in this day and age? Get all philosophical. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is the little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect, Lana Sky's sister. Whoa! Chief Prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. It's a sensitive issue with us these days. Oh yeah. I think I have a slight feeling that I know why. Of the last case, you know? We had our gentleman, meneer Van Karma, who we wrecked, and who is all about faking evidence, you know? So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean this time? What happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, my sister case and all. It's true. We never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranked guy in theirs are chief detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know it's an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, thought I'll spend the day getting the Badger dents down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? Chief of Police himself is directing this investigation, pal. An Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. It's a little weird. People that are not professionals are put in this case. Why? It's all a big scheme. Boop. I was wondering about that. What? The dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece. Oh god. That thing is literally gonna stand at your bed. If you just wake up, you just see that smile and hear that music. Really slowly. It gets louder and he just comes closer without blinking. Still smiling. He just murders you. Oh my god. Moving on. You met as Detective Gumshoe. Chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. Battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the battery is die. Poor Blue Badger. Faded to dance until he drops. But there was a fingerprint on it though. Well, instead of fingerprint, actually an entire hand. So, where? The patrolman is saluting the other guy. Must be a detective. It said, "Hey, do you know? Do you do that? Your soup will get cold, buddy." It's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. Because he wasn't saluting, he was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. I did not get that joke, but that's probably because I read it completely wrong. But you're right. Do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after Panda. Panda? I don't have a scientific proof. It's just theory. Do you mind me asking how you come up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip, saw a patrol car, and it came to me. We'd just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? Detective in here look pretty busy. Just imagine right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. Anything else to talk about or do anything? No? Alright, then we'll just start presenting stuff. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that, you have to turn it in to the police. People like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But don't you work together with him in the criminal affairs? Whoa! No, I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? There you go. Found him in Edgeworth's car. Stabbed him in the Edgeworth's knife. Huh. What drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have, huh? Someone who must have a grudge against me in Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Gorman Edgeworth. Could have happened. We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Bad stuff. That's all I can say. Bad stuff. Hey, that's it! It's the King of the Prosecutors award that me and Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Well, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently, he's forgotten. But I was proud of him, Edgeworth, for winning that award. He's even got naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Yeah, we've heard about the rumors. It's probably gonna be the same, right? Yeah. Alright. As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go babbling on about things I don't know about. No, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. But you made that, so, What? Alright. Back to the talking. Oh, we got 2 of them now. So, his ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Gutman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Gutman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence reversal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence reversal? And Edgeworth mentioned that too. But David Gutman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but where's the chief prosecutor's guy called him out there to the parking lot? And Lana's confessing as much. Alright. This is going great for us. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Well, it all started with the murder of the defendant, Dorothy Hammond. But Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering, they're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had an unusual strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, the latest case has started a new rumor. People say that the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position himself. What? That ain't true, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Naird was biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. Well, that's all I know about that. Not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot. Maybe Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and I'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe, added to the court records. Stereotypes, eh? He's just a detective because he comes from LA, alright? They all look like that in LA. That's right. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there, and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Thanks. Well, I suppose back we go. Looks like the investigation's still going. How did we get back to the shop? Sorry, looks like I'd be stuck in a spit till the sun sleeps. See you in my dream tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello? Why the surprised look? Didn't I mention? Got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bumbimba? You're looking like a doggy has lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Something I want to ask you. Scene of crime, cold grave for a man who've lost their dreams. And me, I'll watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. Is he sleeping? Well, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? something I want to ask you. Ah, alright, it just does the same. Cool. Well. Hey! Got this. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? Warn your fan letters do to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. Maybe investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog. You holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think you just miswrote it. Great, Detective Gumshoe, I owe you one. No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe better than a blood test. Guess I'll better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Officer Marshall isn't a detective. He's a patrolman. That reminds me of something. That's odd. Isn't the crime scene supposed to be handled by detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Belong to shelter. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Except for the Hotchene. Note to self. Police investigators are like settling land. Want me to write? What do you say? I say you won't be needing this anymore. Ah, but he wrote it so carefully. Alright. Back to the talking then. Mr. Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Gutman. He was a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Gutman was stabbed here at 5:15. Smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means to witness Miss Angel Star. One stabbed at the chest, a fine piece of work. Here's the autopsy report. Is my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Babimba. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Gutman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back, so there's no motive. Gutman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. It's one reason why he didn't do much work with the Chief Prosecutor. My sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, in the parking lot? So it seems like calling an unarmed man to the shootout at high noon. It's high noon. That joke's probably already dead, right? Yeah, I think it is. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. Calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? What one of the fences showed detectives still 2 years ago, to tell you the truth? Oh, really? Now he tells me. You're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Never get by you, does it, Binda? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short at hands right now. Keeping an eye out in the meantime. It's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying it has nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. It's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with Edgeworth, huh? Edgeworth. The cow dog's been kicked out of the cattle run. By order of the chief of police. Just you don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Probably because he works together with Edgeworth a lot. I think that's what's going on here. Should we do this? What's that? Some sort of police passport? It's Detective Gutman ID cards, strangely enough. We found it in a good distance away from the crime scene. Go sniff the rat hole. If you want a distance, get yourself to Texas. Hey, it's Marshmallow Man. Welcome to the stream. How are you? How are you today? Texas? It's a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make company? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Oh yeah, pros. Tap it on my green screen. Nothing. But what? Nothing really. It's still there. Green screen is still there. What? Green screen is still there. I don't really see what? Boy? What are you talking about? You ain't fooling me. Alright, company. Count to 3. Huh? You gotta do what I'm going to draw evidence on someone. Oh wait, this doesn't look like the black border around the stream. Alright. Probably maybe because I'm wearing a black t-shirt. Maybe. You never know. So what we do in Texas. Remind me never to visit Texas. Ah, toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy in a night, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mynheer Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did he have a K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note yourself, prosecutor office in the criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They've got cheaper with every past year, I tell you. Ah, I know what that is. 5:12 p.m. Prosecutor's bright red sheet came in at a trot real slow like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later. So it seems the chief prosecutor was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for her prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along? I don't know. Alright, Cabri, count to 3. Alright, there's this again. Nothing new. Alright, cool. There's some more text now. Nope. Time to investigate. Whoop. To the car. Bonk. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Look, something's written on it. You're right. C. 67S. 12-2. Name printed on the paper above that Goodman. It fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so? What does it mean, Mynheer Wright? Am I supposed to know? Note self. For the deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Sure, Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Maybe he does? Maybe you're just dumb, Wright? No clues here. Alright. This rope, is it? Yup. It's laid in the outline of the victim's body. So wait. The victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. It's a possibility. How long has the stream been on? For 41 minutes. Just for 41 minutes. It looks like a cell phone. It's a really big cell phone, jeez. Scientifically analyzed would suggest this belongs to the victim. Can't think of anyone else it could belong to. So scientific about that. Should we check it out? Yeah. Right, let's check it out. Alright. Whoop. Whoop. Oh. Nice. Display is still on the radial button. Radial? Or redial? Mynheer Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to dial the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about that. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? I'm sorry. It's just you never know when people from your generation... Whatever. Just check this phone out. Really? It's quite an old cell phone, you know. Now, I wonder who the owner of this phone called last. Note itself, the vendor doesn't think first, it just pushes the button. Nice. Yeah. Very nice. Hey, Song, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Sorry. See you, partner. You pressed radial on their phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Oh, is it? Belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky. What's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken in custody, right after the crime. Look, last call was made right when the murder occurred. It was like she was fixing to call someone. Expect she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those new-fangled ringtones. Oh. Sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but... Someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh. I've sighted the raft of the Lone Star Patrolman. It's just a patrolman after all. Well then. Examine here again, just in case. See that there's a phone here. Here, a phone. See if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff that don't need to be touched. Can't hear anything. My ears! My ears! It's due to the paramedic procedure. My friend's going to let me borrow the games. Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Because they're awesome. So awesome. What's she babbling about? Hey, did you just say? See, you can hear it just fine. The phone's broken. Cool. Alright, we got an elevator. This is where the cars leave the lot. Oh, no elevator? Oh, well then. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plain as an exit. Well, maybe it's both kind of dual purpose. Aha! Theory of relativity. What, huh? Got to write this down. Hey, Meneer Wright. Maybe you know, was Meneer relatively German? Or was he British? Relativity? Sure that was his name? Don't know who we're talking about. Moving on. Evidence. Look, a door. This must mean something. Not sure that door means anything. No! Won't open. Mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. You're right. You need to learn to enjoy life more. Finish our investigation first, shall we? It's Meneer Wright. He never enjoys life. This is how he is. An oil drum? Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. Can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide it here and do a stake out. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? That's suspicious. Well, you are her little sister, though. So, you know... So, you have something, more to say, partner? I knew it. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister? That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambinda. Many condolences. Officer Marshall! Yeah, Bambinda? How can you say that? You're my sister. You were... Is there something between this cop and her sister about I don't know about? Oh. I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's the dry wind that's bowling through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here. But who? Suspicion about Mynheer Edgeworth has been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence. Arranging testimonies, you name it. He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. Rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence, everything to them. You follow rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Bambina? It's your sister. Chief Prospector Lana Skye. What? Sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. We're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshot, there are bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closer to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mynheer Wright? Guess we got some clues. After the autopsy report, a note from the victim and his cell phone. So, think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing is still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not a criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? Oh. The Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? It's a popular TV show for kids. The phone that just rang wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Okay, tell me what you talked about. She hung up right away. I see. I knew she was plotting. She's plotting something here. The detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. To be continued. I think it's trial time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. Oh boy. Well, here we go. February 23, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mynheer Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Yeah, boy. Of course, the best part of the game. This is what the game is all about. Is this. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mynheer Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? Defense authorities should never believe in their client. Defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Skye, you remind me of a lot of Mia. But there's one deceiving difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense authority. So you're going to play all the Pokemon games, even the new? Yes, I am. I'm gonna try to play every single Pokemon game. Of course, with some of them I have to find a way how to stream them with, you know, the 3DS. So it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna try my best. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mynheer Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out at this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mynheer Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Oh boy. Sweet, should trace sometime in game. Yeah boy. Yeah boy. February 23, 10 a.m. This record courtroom number 9. Why are we in courtroom number 9? Alright. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecutor has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I've been in court since Edgeworth's trial. It's been a while since. Or a while now. Well, since it's the same thing. I hope that personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mynheer Wright. Yeah, they have to battle. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mynheer Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it to the prosecutor office lot. Whoa, it's much more forceful in person. Suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. I was a witness to her crime, a professional witness. Well then, call your witness, Mynheer Edgeworth. Prosecutor calls it first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. Got up, Queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? Oh! You ordered for the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a fish bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir? You ordered a fingerprint lunchbox? Is it too early for it is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? This is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? Name is Angel Star. Don't go over getting it. Find myself running lunch land these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mynheer Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Prosecutor will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry up! Very well, Mynheer Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mynheer Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. No? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Aha! I know who you are. Cuff up! Cover Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? I might have to court attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. Block B is for visitors and clients. A chain divided separate the 2 blocks. Suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place by the car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this violent witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mynheer Wright, can agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, talking about me? They're always talking about you, Phoenix. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective instinct working. Then, through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to the garage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointed tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bring a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be utterly crushed? I still think about that. It's merely a fresh wound, Mynheer Wright. Very well, Mynheer Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. This is going great already. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. Hold it. A day like what? How do you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic everphones of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's unformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. If I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'll still be one. Laid off? She was fired? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. What was in the lunch? This boyfriend. He's the detective. Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? Yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunch, thanks. What? Note to self, the judge has to think before replying. Yes, that's the judge. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up to the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be this room with the security sign. Yes. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchbox by car? Since I'm a visitor, now I parked in B block. So, she was B block when she witnessed the crime. Alright. Just quickly check up on things. Security room. B block. But then, wait, what? Huh? Then you have to walk all the way around though. Because you park here, but is there also an entrance into the actual building? Or that you can actually go to the other side? Because I know there is a chain that the cars cannot come through. True. But would you just go over that chain to go there? Suppose we'll have to find more evidence first. Or at least more flaws. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective instinct working. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin jar full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective instinct, wasn't it a victim, Mynheer Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. Young cheese? Yes. You know, somebody who hasn't done the job probably that much. A pale white cheese, not yet tangly with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. There you go. A rookie. You know, a noob. I of course am hard yelled sharp as stack. Bet you sing too. Cool. Moving on. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stringing in the back of my mind. Then I thought of a wire fence. I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to the garage car through the wire fence. Alright, so you did not actually go over there. By garage car, you mean Meneer Edgeworth's car, yes? Meneer Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Meneer Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed, it was. Yay! More suspicion on him. Great. Again. He never gets off the hook, doesn't he? What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. She's telling the truth. We're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always complain. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Oh, that sounds good. That was inspiring. I believe I heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarisms. Maybe regardless to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. So photographer, you took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. Nice! Suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Cool! This is my first time seeing this photograph. You think I'll show it to you, prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend worked in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, it's most certainly the defendant. Crime photo added to the court record. Uh-oh. This is unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time? Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Cool, cool. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 centimeters long. Is that right, Meneer Edgeworth? It's your knife after all? Yes, that's about it. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of man's vital organs. Sure, it was easy than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to call an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor? Ooh, chicken. Because the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointed tip of the knife into Detective Goodsman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defendant has a point. Fortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late. Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Meneer Wright. You can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Sarr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do you mean? What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. Probably because you're used to it? Alright, so that's all, eh? Yeah. Prosecutor was holding a knife, then she thrusted the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Alright. Yeah, this Dorito we're standing at A. And then again, she cannot even go there, because as you can see, you cannot even go through the fence. Alright then. Alright. Then again, the car was standing here. Hold up. Car standing here. Yeah, that's true. Alright, because that wall's there as well. Alright, so that's true. Cool. Just wanted to check in case if the car, you know, was in a different position as that the plant was there. Property of Lana Sky. Last call made to her sister Emma at 5:18 on the day of the murder. Alright. Victim's memo found in the car trunk. Touch and check the button for details. 6, 7, 12, 2. We haven't even read the autopsy report. There you go. Name of the deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36, male. Date and time of death, February 21, between 4 PM and 5:30 PM. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Assessment, wound was caused by a 12 centimeter knife. A single stab wound was found. 12. It says 12. Oh, hey, would you look at this? Nice, we can actually check it. Cool. Well, I suppose let's do that then. While we have the time, anyway. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. It's a lot of blood for just peeling an apple, though. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this, anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild? Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now it's a scary thought. Yeah. Him in the wild, eh? Nah, dude. That's not gonna happen. Can we check the handle? No? Oh. That's probably gonna be the blood again, right? Yeah. It's gonna be the blood again. Alright. But then again, there's no blood on the tip, though. There's only blood on the side. You know, like you actually, instead of stabbed, you actually cut. Because, well, of course, I don't know if it really doesn't matter, but at least the tip side is completely clean. And if you would actually stab someone, then there would be a lot more blood on it than just these sides. You know, then also the top, the bottom of the blade, you know, this side would be covered in blood. The underside would be covered in blood, so this doesn't really look like that it was used for a stab. Just saying. And plus, she said 12 centimeters while it was, or at least she said 10 centimeters while it was 12. So there's already something wrong there, too. And she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Alright, we're gonna do it as I did it before. We're gonna be spastic savers. So let me get me controller. Let's save it up. Blow. And let's do that every single time when these little question marks come up. Alright, time to push. Push the evidence. Huh! Nothing. Alright. Good to know. Very nice. God darn it. So I should ask again, maybe she says over here. Tell me to court why you didn't try to stop the crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? Alright. Too late. Yes, the next moment. No. I see. It's only a flesh wound, right? We can make it. Yes. Nothing interesting, so she doesn't actually tell us about anything about the knife there. I always knew a day like this would come. So on my way to deliver lunch back to my boyfriend. I sensed something, perhaps it was my finally home detective instinct working. The wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to the garage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Standing next to the car? Oh, I didn't want to hit that. God darn it. Nah, we'll just take that one there. There you go. I actually wanted to hit check. For some reason I hit present. I'm too eager. I'm too ready to go to strike an objection that works. There you go. It's an annoying thing though that I can only do, there you go. Because that clearly states that she's actually standing behind the car. You know? Ah, suppose there's no Wi-Fi on my tablet anymore. Nice. See that everything's still working on stream, so I suppose that's good. Bonk! The wire fence saw the chief prosecutor standing next to the garage car. Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Let's see. Holding a knife in her right hand. She wasn't holding anything here, though. Again, let's just go back. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to the garrison car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrusted the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. But she's not holding a knife, though. That's the thing. But I think I've already accidentally used this as evidence, right? Never mind. That's what I mean. She's not actually holding the knife. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. Swear it on my finest saloon swirl lunch. Ooh, that looks good. Sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't this odd? Look at this photograph. This is a photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we? It is you that needs to be more careful when you write. What do you mean, Edgeworth? The photograph was not taken a moment before the stabbing. It was taken the moment after the stabbing. What? How could you tell that? Blood splattered. Huh? See the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat? It's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, that's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, when you're right, see no problem here? No problem? Except you. Roasted. When you're right, I'm going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea. I suppose we object again? Because that's cool? Objections? Wait! That contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I have slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. Not sure I understood it, but good advice. True. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was called calculating like a robot. She was killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber. Most likely, why would she have those on? If that was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Nani? These gloves do seem to be to tell the tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, serious offense. Witness, add to your testimony. Alright. The murder was planned to, the rubber glove proves it. Let's just press on it then. Let's see what we can find. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves? That's really stupid, man. The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to this crime scene, she came to the murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. Sorry that took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She got them thinking this was all planned. She can prove this claim. The trial's... For some reason I'm burping. Cool. The trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's the only flesh wound here, right? You can make it. Said that before. Anything else? Alright. Same thing. Nothing new. Let's check our evidence again, shall we? So those are supposed to be rubber gloves. Alright. Death due to loss of blood. One David died of theft, February 21, between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Alright. Let's check the phone. That is 5:18 on the day of the murder. Alright. Wait, hold up though. She hung up right away. I think that's what she did, right? She pretty much called her little sister, but she hung up right away. I have a slight feeling there was not... she was not actually the one doing the killing, or trying to do the killing. I have a slight feeling there was the other way around. If you know what I mean. That she was trying to call someone while waiting for him. Maybe. I'm just throwing out theories here. But she was trying to call her little sister while waiting for him, and then maybe he attacked her. Just theory here. So no need to push this again. What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Never mind, it's nothing. Alright. Anything else that we can check? No. Other than, of course, probably this. Or this, but that will just get the same results. Alright. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finally home detective instinct working. Then through a wire fence I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to the garage car. The murder was planned. The rubber glass proves it. Alright, save it again, because we're going to throw in evidence on this part right here. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves proves it. Let's first check the picture again. Alright. We don't really see anything specifically about it, but let's check this again. Alright. But then again, also a little theory. How could he actually get to A? If you know what I mean. Because what she said before when she was explaining this is that the A part is only for prosecutors, right? And B part is for visitors. But the one who got murdered was not a prosecutor. So he would also need to be in B, not A. Right? But he was murdered in A. Alright, do what you're gonna do. As we clearly saw, because of course he was, out of the trunk of the car in A. Front of parking the prosecutor's office lot. Entered a lot at 5:12. Let's check this one out just in case. Might see something. Miles Edgeworth. 17... Wait, what? 1712? This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. Just goes to show you never know what happened when you run a yellow light. Alright. 221. Let's check the 221. Yeah, 221. Alright. So that fits. There was planned. The rubber gloves proves it. 12-2. 6-7. S. Freedom ammo found in the car trunk. Touch the check button for details. Murder was planned. Rubber gloves proves it. I know we have to do something with this here, with this sentence. Given Edgeworth King of prosecutor at PD on the day of the murder. See, we can also check this. All right. Or never mind. Hold up. Maybe there's something under here. Oh. Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Whoa, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. Guess he must be a foreigner. Yeah, it's probably it. Well, whatever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. Like to meet this Mayor von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have a kind of a ring to it. Kind ring to it. No. But we are not allowed to actually see more, huh? Nothing really. Nothing happened. I'm just checking evidence right now. Nothing happened. Alright. So there was something under there. Just names though. Murder was planned. The rubber gloves proves it. Work of art. Alright, we can check this as well. Work of art, but I see that is over there is broken. The head, or one side is broken, but well. Due to the loss of blood or one knife wound. Property of Lana Sky. Last call made to her sister Emma at 5:18 on the day of the murder. I know they said that she hung up right away, but are they also going to mention that here? Suppose let's just throw it in. Nope. Alright. Bam. I know that we have to do something with that sentence right there. The murder was planned, the rubber gloves proves it. We have to do something right there. But what? We've already checked his ID card. But let's just in case check again because we checked yesterday. Right now we can check there. Oh. A name and ID number are written here. David Bruce Goodman, 5842189. Wonder why they only knew. Alright, there's nothing new. This is all stuff I do not need to hear right now. We're in a trial. Nonsense. Useless information. Give it to Edgeworth King. Alright. The murder weapon found in the Edgeworth toolbox. Traces of victim's blood, no prints. Of course, no fingerprints, obviously, because of course she was wearing gloves. Do we need to throw in a knife though? Because the murder weapon found in Edgeworth's toolbox. You know what? Let's just throw it in there. Alright. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to tease me? Or test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. It's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it's my knife. Yeah, I suppose. There you go. Represent the knife. What's with this case? The blood murder weapon, a red car, all belong to the prosecutor there. Fenn is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, prosecutors bad people? Yes! Let's set them all up. Give us more business, the defendants. Give us more business. The defendant has a request. We may ask the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. That's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. No, the lunchboxes. Don't drop them. Please. Order, order, order. Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great showman, right? Scissors as good as free. What? No. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trivial detail. But it shoots a hole in the whole premeditated test theory. Ah! The prosecutor could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lenny Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecutor needs. Proof, nothing else. Very good, mere prosecutor. Suppose you think you're clever now. Oh. So pretty much what's going on here, she does not like me. Because of course I'm trying to help the chief prosecutor. But she also obviously does not like Edgeworth because he is a prosecutor on this case right now. So pretty much they're dicking each other over. You know, Edgeworth is just being an ass to her. The other way as well. I'm just trying to do my job. But because of course I am trying to save the chief prosecutor, the big boss. The leader of all her goonies, that she also does not like me. So she's trying to, of course, make it hard on me. Oh God, this is a mess. This is an entirely mess. Honor, Your Honor, you're the only sane person here. Well, actually, never mind. Because you went crazy over a lunchbox that you just got given while... never mind. Alright, moving on. She wasn't my... Oh, alright, I didn't hit anything. What? At very least, I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Really now? Alright, on to the second testimony. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive the human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. But again, they didn't have grudges against each other. That's the thing. They literally didn't hardly work with each other, so, you know... The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I order pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defendants may now cross-examine the witness. We'll just ignore what she just said about pizza, because again, why? Now this guy intended to murder Detective Goodman. Slam! You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Sometimes half-baked here. Something's half-baked here, alright. And it's you. Nice. Try not to confuse the defendant witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why do you believe the suspect had the intention to murder the victim? So now he's also digging with me! Guys! We are trying to do our job. Please act to your age. Come on now. Your actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. At what time, I might ask? You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Oh, too bad. But I do. Networth, thoughts? Shit. He's already calling us out. He has no record of a call made to the defendant, Miss Lena Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on. You could have tried public phone first, at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. Damn it, Edgeworth. I wanted to throw in the phone next, actually, but nope. He's already killed me. He's already killed the evidence there. You think Edgeworth would like Phoenix? Well, they were childhood friends. And I did save his hide a couple times. And also the other way around. So I would expect that they are friends. Sort of. Maybe. You know. Because we were talking quite casually while we were trying to investigate. You know. In his office. We were just talking quite casually. No cursing or, you know, talking each other down at all. She had a reason to be there. Witness. Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? Sure, Chief Prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. No. What kind of grudge? Well, you wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See? We agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox. With pretzels, don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. I like that joke. Salty judge. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basic for thinking this? Simple. Nothing else could drive the human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. A human machine? That's a contradiction! Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Meneer Wright? Note to self, Meneer Edgeworth's signs smell like citrus fruit. Wait, what? Moving on. You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly? We often say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if we if the deed is done? How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? It's a murder case, people. But now, right, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know. Sarah has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Let's check the report again. Died within an hour. Due to the loss of death, 1 knife wound. Alright, we have 1 knife wound. Name of the deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36, male, died at date of and time of death, February 21, between 4 a.m. or 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. caused death, loss of blood from chest wound. Assignment wound was caused by a 12 centimeter knife. A single stab wound was found. No several times then. Nani. That is not several times. That is one stab wound. And of course you can say, of course you might stab him in the exact thing, but come on, nobody is that accurate. If you're in a haste of trying to kill someone, you're not gonna precisely aim every single time that you hit it in the exact point. Every single time. Come on now. I don't think this game is gonna go that way. Or else that is really weird. So, come on now. It is obvious that she did not stab him multiple times. Stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really sets her off. The short wick burns out the fastest scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. What? Lion Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive a human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Just in case, let's save it again. And again and again. We're just gonna be spastic savers about this. Because this game, alright, you never know. Objection! It worked though. You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my most surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. Now he's going against her again. God, guys, please. He's old, alright? Let's just point it on him. He's old. So, you know, let's take it easy. Because he's old, he cannot catch it all. See? Exactly what I'm saying, what he's saying right now. What do you mean? He doesn't understand, he's old. I should have explained this, but take a look. The autopsy reports state that death was due to the loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good showman, Ashworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one's noticed? Phoenix. No. Nobody notices. You're a rookie, after all. Well, witness. Got a crime scene set right. Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought it saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us why you thought was blood. Testify! Alright, we made it through to the third one. The red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Muffler. Red muffler. What is that? A red muffler. What's a muffler? Hold up. Probably should know this, you know? Probably not gonna come up with what she's trying to tell me. Muffler. What's that? Wait, what? Well, that's not working. Alright, never mind, let's go. Red muffler, eh? Let's just press on first then. Maybe we'll explain? Or, there you go. Red muffler. Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can easily hang at a moment notice, I suppose. She's right. That's true. She was wearing a red one. Miss Sky was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But then again, that was not what the internet told me a muffler was. But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that from a splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. What? A judge with a bib? That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. It does. Actually, I do think I saw some trace of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. You're right, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Yes, challenging her abilities, yes. Alright, so we have to go to the... We have to point to a red scarf. Alright, so that's where we have to press on next. Red moon looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Ghastly. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Hold on a minute. Look at her neck. Red is a dark color, right? Because obviously the car is dark, but the car is red. Look at her neck. She's not wearing a scarf. The scarf is not there. Nani? Oh, you got an easy one here. Objection! Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. We're throwing her down. Poor lady. But what? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proven it yourself. With this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a true professional could be so clueless. Sure you'll make a good lunch lady, have no fear. Harsh words, but good. Inanimate Edgeworth prevails. What's my objection, chopped liver? Yes. I have a slight feeling Edgeworth is being the defendant here. For some reason. I'm throwing the objections and throwing in the evidence. He does the word, and we move on. What? Seems like Wright and Edgeworth are working together. I think they are. I think they actually are working together here. Of course, Edgeworth is still trying to hide it. I know I was saying that because I was actually thinking the same here. I was legit thinking the same. But what's there? Scarf. Not that, but something red, really. Well, now where were we? The witness has given us entertainment indulge. Now back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. Saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember something accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The more important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Let's go! Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the porch door of her side, off to her side. I quietly caught her explain her right to her and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made the escape, but again Angel Starr resonance is futile. Really? What if she killed the person? Who? If our defendant killed the person, or if she killed the person. You know, the one who is now testifying. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. You never know. You never know. The possibility is always there. That wasn't a very good metaphor, first of all. A cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want me to get bitten. No thanks. How am I? Note to self, Dorothy Wright gets bitten by snake. Cool. Very cool. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. How? There's water in there. Oil drum? Hard to imagine. Exactly. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Really. Very well, Mynheer Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. How the heck would you kick over an oil drum? We couldn't even budge it. Jeez. The murder suspect attempted to run behind the portion to her side. Or portrois, something. Expensive words. So where's this portion on the floor plans? Sure she means the wall next to the car. It's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? Quickly caught her, explained her rights to her and arrested her on the spot. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her here the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. Yeah. Because it looked like there was a fence there, and she was on the visitor side, so how the heck would you get there? We're gonna press it a little harder here. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor. The house she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Star? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in the front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing. You caught a queen, lunch lady, athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gone to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence is high. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high too. How come Miss Sky didn't get away? Because she was not there. I don't think she was in Angel was in B block. Angel was in A. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Is that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Aha! Her phone. You mean cell phone? By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately. My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Star. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. So she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. Thing I do to please the rookie defense authority. Thanks. She gave up trying to use the phone on the wall and just use her cell phone. But nowadays, people just use their cell phone first. Word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. Alright. But then again, I would be like, Emma, can you confirm this? Is that true? Because again, she was the one who was called. So is that true? Because she said that she had, or Lana hang up right away. So trying to use the phone on the wall and just use her cell phone. Do you think you could state your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'm only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. Nice. Yes, there's a phone on that side, we know. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. Jeez. And during that time you climbed over the chain link fence. Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung her up her phone. And you saw her doing this? Was it me right? Saw her doing this. Yeah, something. Wright has something here. He knows something that we are supposed to probably know as well. Just made the escape. Okay, be more specific. She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop lard on plate of foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other way? Ah! See, once again, Wright and Edward are working together here. Because why would a prosecutor be like, if she wanted to escape, why didn't she go there, you know? Is that a little strange, you know? Something's not right here. He would just be all like, yeah, that's right. She ran away. Through the oil drum. What? Nothing strange here. Moving on. He would not work, or he would not make theories himself. He would just be like, yeah, that's right. That's how it happened. Well. So, guilty? Something is going on here. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the parts drawer to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries. I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Miss Sky tried to run. Sorry, my sister is so suspicious, man, right? Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. Alright, so we just move on then. The murderous suspect attempted to run behind the portrait after her side. Quickly caught her, explained her right to her and arrested her on the spot. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She gave up trying to use the phone on the wall and just used her cell phone. The chief prosecutor made an escape, but against Angel Star resistance is futile. Alright, I think we have to do something here. Or not. There you go, controller turned off. Let's say, oh, no. No. Ah, god darn it. Oh, never mind. We're still good. Whew. Thought we were loaded. We accidentally loaded it. Oh yeah, says state. Thank you. There you go. Thought we accidentally loaded that somewhere. But no, we're safe. So it's updated, eh? Where Muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. Let's present it, shall we? It doesn't work. Alright. That was not it then. Moving on. Anything else? Let's check this. Thought telephone. Yes. What else could there be that we could use? Freedom memo found in the car trunk. Touch the check button for details. Yes. Then we have 6, 7. No. I almost thought that was a phone number. But it isn't. I don't think it is. Or is it? Oh god. Now I'm confusing myself. That ain't good. Let's see. The prosecutor made an escape, but again, Angel Star resisted futile. So Miss Sky tried to run. My sister's suspicious of me, right? As sorry as I am. If you didn't do it, you have to believe me. Try to. Alright, we have something with running. Alright, I quickly caught her, explained her right to her, and arrested her on the spot. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She gave up trying to use the phone on the wall and used. Wait, hold up. I arrested her to mention the muffler. She said she was talking to someone else. Nope. Alright. Let's see. Let's read all of this over again. After the murder, suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to her side. To her side, yes. Quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She gave up trying to use the phone on the wall and just used her cell phone. Something with running. We have to do something with running. But then again, I don't really see evidence anywhere here that mentions that she... Hold up. Yeah, I do see barrels behind there. True. But then again, let's just throw it in there. Because I kind of do not really have any clues here. Chief prosecutor made an escape, but again, resisted futile. Alright. She kept trying to use the phone on the wall. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot after the muffler. But against Angel Stars and the futile. Suppose let's give it a try. Never mind. Alright. Go to parking in the prosecutor's office lot. Entered a lot at 5:12 p.m. Alright. A work of art designed by the head detective and created by Detective Gumshoe. Yes. Death due to loss of blood. One knife wound died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. or 5:30. Victim's memo found in the car trunk. Touch the check button for details. It says Goodman up there, but does it have anything else as a meaning? Should we throw... let's just do this. Let's throw the map in for evidence. Parking lot, floor plans. Nothing either. Huh. Let's press again, I suppose. Do you think you could resurrect the testimony for the court? Yes. You only say that one, so listen close, rookies. Chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. I'm just gonna read it in my own voice, because maybe then I'll get it better. During that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? Was it minute right? I don't get it either. She gave up trying to use the phone on the wall and she used her cell phone. Alright, cool. You saw her do this, but... Huh? What? Because we don't really have any evidence contradicting of if she was running or not. Or, you know, using a phone other than the phone. But we've already used that. The phone's already been used. So... between 4 PM and 5:30 PM. Nope. Moving on. I have no clue here. Nothing. Zero. Zero clues here. I do not know what we have to present. Parking lot with Edward's car. Touch the check button for details. Yeah, true. She gave up trying to use the phone and on the wall and used her cell phone. There you go. It's gonna conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. Miss is a former detective. Her testimony is unmannered by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago? Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making the phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. An emergency phone was on the back side of the partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. So now we have now we know that she is indeed not in B block. Order. Order! What's the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, near right. Perhaps you will allow me a question. That's exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. Can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about what you saw, where she saw the order of events, where she saw it. She tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for her to lie about it. Wait, what? The witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. In other words, Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now this is a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you can call my lie pointless, at least let me tell this. Let me ask a question to clever Worth-Smith, meneer Wright. Just when was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we have heard until now points in one direction. The place where Miss Starr witnessed this crime was... Oh, jeez. Just save it in case. There you go. Because of course, we know it's in A. We know that it's in A. But if there's also a certain direction in A that we have to point at. Where would that be? Because she did take the picture. That's the thing. She did actually take the picture. We know that she was not in B. Here? Or security room. But then again, then she would not be able to take the picture. I think. I mean, it's highly likely that she was. You think? It's highly likely. The cavalry attitude stands in stark contrast to your feeble argument, Mina, right? You being there wouldn't change a thing. All right, fair enough. Whoop. Where would she be then? Because again, she would be able to, she needs to take the photo, right? Here? She was here, she could see the emergency phone. It's true, but then again, what about the picture? That solves the mystery. That would allow her to see the emergency phone, yes. But if she was there, she would have been able to arrest her well before she dialed her cell phone. Exactly. You doubt my speed? I can run 150 feet in 9 seconds, you know. Is that really that fast? Nice. So really, we still... Alright, cool. Cool. Load. Security room, maybe? Because maybe she could have taken a picture from the cameras. This is the only place where she could have been. Security guard room? Indeed, the security room is on the underground parking lot, is well positioned. It's built on the second level so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have been the crime and back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard. Yes. Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the table could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Alright. Order. Order. Witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Skye? Am I right? Doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? Doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was a defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands. I disagree, Mynheer Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they are guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mynheer Wright. Me? Who else? Mynheer Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and she said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? Angle of view to the crime, distance to the crime, difference in lighting. Angle of view. That's what I'm going with, but for For the sake of this game, let's save it again. And for the sake of progress. There you go. Angle of the view to the crime. That's what I think. Because again, that picture is different then. But an angle at which you saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Mouse, please. Work. Well, the security guard stationed on the second floor. And, should have sort of a more third view of the crime. This is important. Why? Nah, alright. The other one then. Moving on. Bonk. Distance to the crime. Change the distance between her and the scene of the crime. Like, condolence, Meneer Wright, but one look at the floor plan and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what you could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness, you... Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? Quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing the BB&G lunch when fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Alright. Cool. Maybe have a little zip, because oh boy, my throat is dry from all of this. And it's still hot, by the way. Maybe that's why the green screen looks different. Because I'm glowing myself. Because, ugh. I'm all sticky. It's disgusting. And the thing is, it's literally 50 minutes over 11 here. At night. Why is it still so damn hot? What? And again, the window is open. Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass wall station. Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked, I couldn't open it. No, geez, then you have to run quite a lot there. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. It's quite a detour. Yeah. It's only 5 where I live. Well, it's 11 for me. It's 11 at night for me. Probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there. It's the defendant chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photograph evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point. And spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. You're right. You have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Let's just save it again. Just, woo. No. Actually, save it. There you go. And bonk. Here we go. Of course, raise objections, because objections are awesome. Yes. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make a pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. If you got lunchboxes that the pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Is that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with a 5 minute, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'll flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea, I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instinct of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her pictures taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. We're getting to something here. Well then, since we've come to the end of this testimony. She has a grudge against the defendant, and there's a blank in her testimony. Mayor Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, it appears to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut near right. That was too close. Oh, I'm afraid that the cover queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Oh! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered your squid wheels, right? It's the ones you tried to voice off on me. I prefer to not take the defendant's steam and leftovers. Anything else to say? Ooh. I might be able to save you. I have the civic evidence. What? We are blackmailing. We are literally blackmailing in court? What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Whoa! I triple-decker! Out of defenses to the witness determination, I allow once more testimony. Is there about this deceiving evidence? Really, Judge? Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. Is she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Really? So we ain't done yet? Alright. Should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe, did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other was the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's blood. The shoe proves it. It's flawless, deceiving evidence. It's true, because her hand was hurt. Lana, her hand was actually covered in bandages. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and deceiving evidence needs. Ah. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already stated. I don't trust you with the evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in foreigners. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Minnie Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Minnie Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the foreigners department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Meneer Edgeworth. Is that right, Meneer Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty solid. Could at least study some evidence law, really. What? I don't care. Prosecutor's complaints notwithstanding, it appears this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. Well, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Really? Very well, Meneer Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Here we go again. Alright. A shoe. See, what is this then? Alright, there's blood under the shoe. Huh, it's blood here too. On the sole of the shoe. It's gotta be this victim's. Must have stabbed in the puddle of his own blood. All this blood. It's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. Yeah. It might be. This blood is my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in the jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. True. Anything else? Maybe in the shoe? Never know. Can always check. Nope. Alright. Let's go to the questioning. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the foul lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. Just when the suspect is admitting she did it. False testimony is the most deceivable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? No. And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime. I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I detained, yeah. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained putsch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. This fashionable basket I have here. It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you, you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics experts. And she got away with her little cup because she used to be a detective. Shoe does appear to have blood stains on it. Makes sense, after all, a man was stabbed here. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. The other was the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's blood. Yes. You can't say for sure the blood belongs to the victim with a blood test. What? You claim to know something about blood test, rookie? Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types: A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was performed in cold blood. What are you talking about, Phoenix? That's just a figure of speech, right? Actually, if you combine all the various blood tests, there are millions of types. It's practically impossible to narrow a blood sample down to one person. Or so I heard. Millions of types? What was he even talking about? If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I'm afraid he was going to say that. The shoe proves it is flawless detective evidence. It's pretty sly hiding evidence like that. There's nothing sly about a lawyer using a law as a weapon. In any case, science is always on our side. Don't forget, scientific investigation is the wave of the future. Maybe I should investigate the evidence a little more closely. Already did. One step ahead of you, pal. There you go. The shoe proves its flawless deceiving evidence, because we didn't press on this yet. Can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, right? So some like it, your client. She's enough hot water to make a whole batch of soup. You're right. You, or don't you have a problem with the shoe? Problem? It's critical. What's wrong with the victim's shoe? Well, there's a lot wrong with this victim's shoe. That's why we're going for this. But you know, there's probably is nothing wrong. But here we go. There's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'll say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam is your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'll give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Say what Meneer Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence. Uh-oh. There you go. Wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. Makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? I don't see any blood there, though. First off, let's save it again. There you go. Two things, personally. I think there are two things here. The knife. 3. Actually, let's check this real quick. Loss of blood from chest wound. Alright. Chest wound. Wouldn't that then be all over the top of his shoe instead of the bottom? Never mind. Let's first throw in the picture. Because again, I do not see any blood here. That's the thing. And you do see a little blood on here. You know, as they said, there was apparently blood on, you know, her coat. So it's supposed that the murder was already happened, right? So let's pretend it. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Good one. I did not personally think about that. Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been blood footprints. No! Edgeworth, sit the back down, kid. There are bloody prints that would have been found. We checked the scene and found nothing of sorts. And the police would not clean up any evidence. Order, order, order. Well, witness? What? Great going, Mayor Wright, but... True that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, it's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mayor Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? Shouldn't have said that, right? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think about back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The prosecutor tries to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's a beautiful but deadly predator. This one, a leopard. Oh, water, eh? Thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, Dad. Not sure I like your attitude, Mynheer Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mynheer Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the blood stains that would become evidence against her. So now he's fighting against us again. Nice. It ties things up quite nicely. The blood stains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to raise the telltale sights. Why, that's the prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So my sister's blood on his shoe. That's when it happened? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. You're right, do something, please. What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime. She tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She couldn't have been lying about the water. The court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Oh. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that Angel Star, was on the prosecutor's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well? I thought you had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. You've reached your verdict, Your Honor. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court. Your treats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. Photograph? It is just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. You're right. Wait. Look at this asphalt in the photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. Sorry, Mynheer Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I know I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Sorry, Mia. Right. Whether or not, don't be so quick to throw in the tile. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. Wait, what? This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. As ourself checked it out, picture out. Never mind. The picture's not here. Moving on then. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can I hand down my verdict in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we've got each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. Yeah, we're into it now anyway. Suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Right. Show the court the problem in this photograph. Problem in this photograph. And that is... the position? Of him, maybe? Because he was lying a lot differently. Hey! Yeah, I should save. Boop. Huh. Because I think his position, because he was lying differently, but I don't think that has anything to do with this. Sorry now. Position of the shoe? You know what? Let's go with it. Well, it's probably here, don't you think? Yeah, that's wrong. He already said probably. Kaplow! Nope. He said probably again, so... alright then. Haha, the muffler. I get you. The problem with this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. No, that's because we're not talking about that. We're talking about an exhaust. That's not a muffler, it's an exhaust, dickheads. A muffler is also a part on the car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. There we go. A pipe. A C. And a C. Yes, you see. Was a suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler. So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing, absolutely nothing. And we got that paper. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Has heard what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth the muffler is related to this case. Well, obviously, there it is. Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache. No, I mean, what do you think about that? I'm afraid the reason for the headache is... Really? Yes. Ow! Got him. Need to talk about the phone. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what I had my confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this pipe of cloth is futile evidence. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered, here we do have a disservice to the law. Have to to God the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will await until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew! That was close. But we made it. At least for now. Alright, so this is gonna go on longer then. So tomorrow we still have to do this then. The court will adjourn for 30 minutes recess. It's lunchtime after all. You still hungry? Jeez. 30 minutes recess. Alright, then we have to run for that car then. Jeez. Bonk. Piece of cloth, eh? You're right? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface? But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's standing to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth. Hola, partner! Hey. Say you show a red cloth to a bull. First, fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young one, at least. Officer Marshall? Tell how come to take a look, see at how the trial's going to look. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tight in a fort in enemy territory. What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people? Compadre? You're gonna be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with the scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't do that, just beat all. I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many times. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At a award ceremony that afternoon, that's worth seeing it too, I'd reckon. What's that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken? Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by its horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mynheer Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Oh-wee! Ooh. Steak. Yeah, boy. And ribs. Yes. Alright, so we ain't done yet. So, where's the thing, huh? I like to resume. What's up? Just keeps looking over at the prosecution. Something wrong, Mynheer Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. Sweating bullets. The forward brow. Those brow. Those grinding teeth. Those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're double over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. Nah. I wonder what happened to Mynheer Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time to be continued on with this trial. During our recess, I have requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me? Knock knock. Who's there? Well, hello there, priest. What's with this guy? Strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. What on earth is he? It's you. Who? Sorry, I'm late. Okay, roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, okay. How you been? Swim, much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, Swinsy, Utgay, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yeah, yes, indeed. Utgay? Seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you're righto, the authority. Heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all the trouble, eh? You know, we shouldn't all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Little Worthy? I mean, right? You don't know the distant chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gant. Demon Gant. Oh, Demon. Oh, Damon. Well, I would just straight up went Demon. Alright, we'll just go with Demon. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at that poor fella. I just thought I'll help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing the muffler. But to think that it was stuffed in that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? Isn't what you call Swiftblade knife? Quite perplexing, this. Alright. Alright. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do your job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I have no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistake in that signature. Miles Edgeworth. That's no fair. The day of the crime I had... You had to the clouds because you got the award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? They are setting him up. They want to get rid of just want to get rid of 2 prosecutors here. These guys are rigged. These guys are corrupted. They want to get rid of Edgy, of our boy Edge, and they want to get rid of the chief prosecutor. Alright, do what you gotta do. I'm so upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. That kind of Mayor Blunt is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defendants a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at this blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger right, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Jeez. I would just have to hit, you know... This little thing right here. Oh, it's broken! Huh. Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at the knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood. Switchblade knife added to the court record. Alright. This does not excuse the attention of the police department or actions. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. Sorry, but I could ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutor and the police and this knife. Sure thing, no problem. Not even a little one, really. Really. He's gonna testify. This knife is special, but I can't say how he. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. No. What? Where's the other picture? Alright, we don't have another picture then. Found at the crime scene. Wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small text attached. Haha! There's a small tag on this knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? Not sure. But that reminds me of a similar code. 06. Maybe it's a case number. That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what written on this tag. Wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. SL92. I see. Hey, gotta look at it the other way around. It's upside down. SL92. My God. It's upside down. Nani? Or let's also check this one just in case. No. 21. Then this would be 21. SL9221. The ID, or one single thing in the ID matches 21, and the knife completely matches with the little paper. My God. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. Time of the crime. 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. That was a murder at the police department, a detective? That's a hush-hush information, Outgay. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. It's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order. Anyway, we're at an apartment where all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, I mean, you're right. 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. Chances of that are really slim, significantly speaking, of course. I like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your question focused on the case at hand. Department in this order. Excuse me? Special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Reto, but I can't say that now, not that. We've established that the knife's Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? It's quite a mystery. Like a mystery, it's wrapped in something a muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. This knife was found on the scene of a crime. Think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go under the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that linked the knife to Detective Goodman. Think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. Should try pressing the piece of evidence that had me stopped all this time. So were things down at the department. Let's save it up. Let's go back first. Then let's save it up. There's an easy one. Wait a second. Ah! At last! An honest to goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Haha! An honest to goodness, what do you mean? From the judge. This is great. Look at the tag on the knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7's 12, 2. We just found out that a knife, we just looked at the knife actually belonged to the victim. Or a knife. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? SL9 221. Nope, not suicide. Aha! When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9. It's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Yes. Exactly. Order, order. Well, Chief. Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? Knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. And you guys didn't notice? So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. Was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little Worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. I think there isn't a connection there. Yeah. So now we know that it belonged to him. Friend member found in the car trunk. Touch the check button for details. We know that now. We know that these two are connected. Found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler. A small tag attached. But also, while we're at it, let's check this once again. Never mind, we're not allowed. Cool. Alright then. Never mind, we're not allowed to actually check it. Cool. Moving on. Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? You got a good look in your eyes there, righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. Chief, did something happen? And why haven't I heard? Why haven't you heard? Oh, why don't you ask? No matter, I understand you were busy, but with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? That it was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. On the same day as the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot? Another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Archie? I'm at a loss for words. The perpetrators don't have a suspect? Or perpetrators? Well, that was a suspect, just arrested, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right? I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. That kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Where's the victim was found? How the victim was killed when the victim died. All three sound quite important, but I'm gonna go for the middle one. How the victim was killed. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's an interesting part. It was when he forced a stabbing with a knife. A knife? Exactly the same Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. Alright, so can we also go the other way around then and ask again? You know, ask all three questions in the end. There you go. Here's the deal. Alright, so now we can actually ask other stuff. When the victim died. So, when did the murder at the police department occur? Now, that's a sharp question, righto. Very sharp. Well, my boy, you're gonna love this. Time of crime, 5:15. Scary coincidences, eh? Let's go back again and let's ask the other one. There you go. We're gonna go super speed on this one, just in case. Where's the victim was found? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room. Wait a second. I've heard of that. Evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? Knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department evidence room. There's a connection between the two cases. Is he happy, meneer, right? Happy? Happy. We just got handed our ticket to go to the town on this case. With this link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. There we go. It's not visually linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Two detectives were killed at 5:15 on. One at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. It can't be a coincidence. Yeah, they can take forever. Yep. And that knife, what was it doing there? Better check this knife out. Already done that. This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Alright, that was a bad day for the department. We weren't in a sharp to do an investigating. Detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. Time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Let's see. Not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Alright, so then we just continue. It was found in a muffler. 2 murders at the same time. Alright. 5:12 p.m. He has to do something with the knife. There's no, it now was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department evidence room. It was sent. Let's go with the knife again. No. Detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. It can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? Better check this knife out. Right, so we might find some other stuff about that knife then. Maybe now we can scan more. How can you tell presenting evidence works? You have to read it. That's the thing. You have to connect dots in their testimonies and to the description or the look of a knife. That's the thing. You don't know. Only if you know you can connect dots. But the thing is, I cannot really see any dots here. Because I'm not allowed to check this up. The only thing I'm allowed to check is that. But we've already done that, so... And there isn't really anything else to check. No, you keep on resetting the save. How can you tell it didn't work? Because I get punished. Because otherwise the music mostly stops. And the question marks in the top right don't appear again. They are just gone. They don't appear again. But if they appear again, then I know I will get punished. So... Because if I would do this then, there you go. And there you go. The question marks appear again, so now I know I will be punished. How did you know at the beginning it didn't work? Because I've played this game a couple times, so... See? So now I'll get punished. There you go. Boop. So you'll know, alright, you'll know. When an objection is actually a good objection. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. But it is, though. That's the thing, it is. Just in case, press on again. Chief, the defendant's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases have already been proven. Huh? You don't say. Well, I would it righto. What's your connection? Oh, alright, we didn't need to present anything. We only had to do an objection. Yes, I would it right. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department evidence room. As mentioned, the victim had written down the numbers of the knife evidence tag. See, because now Edgeworth is working with me again. Man, you're all over the place. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. There we go. To make a good pair. It took me my men 2 days to find out what you deducted right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, and all. Can we get the information? Unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? Yeah. I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? Why not? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, guess I might as well try to get what I can get out of him. The victim's ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. Good, good. We keep a tight lid on the ID number, so don't get your hopes up. The number is... Don't you dare. Come on, can we check in court, please? Yes, good. 558844221188899. Nani? What's this? Well, it's quite long. And we have to remember these, it drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Good. How many right? Does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. This tells me something. This tells me nothing. It tells me something. It tells me everything, actually. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? You know, you have the evidence, Phoenix. It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defendant had to say. Say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department. Tells you something. What does it tell you? Goodman's idea. Witness. Our client has once again been set up. What is this, minute, right? You're grinding like a schoolgirl prom night. No, it's just... I got confused. Really? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have... There we go, just saying. Happen to have police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense authority, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, righto. Personal ID is our top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Really, guys? Wait, this ID number we heard from the chief earlier. It started with 82. Forgotten. I've even got the first numbers wrong. The number the chief of police gave us was the. Alright. Wait, second, right? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh ho ho ho! Sharp as a tack, Wigro. Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time. It's impossible. So what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time and in completely different locations. Order, order, order. Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret. Fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? Ah, that face. Interesting. The oversight, the grave error. Meneer Edgeworth. They're yours. Again, they are trying to set them up. They're trying to set Edgeworth up because he was in lead of the case. So everything wrong is on his hand. And they're trying to frame the top prosecutor for the actual murder. We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekings who brought you the news. Officer Meekings? And you're right. I've heard that name before. Wait, haha. Yep. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the promises? Poor Edgeworth, convicted of 2 murders. Yeah. No, actually, no. I don't think they want to frame Edgeworth for the murder. I think they want to just, you know, break his entire reputation by, look, hey, he's not doing his job. Look, you know, all the rumors. He also was trialed for a murder. Of course, he was innocent, but we won't mention that. I think they're not trying to set him up for the murder. I think they're trying to just, you know, set him up that he was the cause that the case was not looked over right. And chief prosecutor, the lady we're defending, they are trying to set her up for the murder. Because, of course, everybody thinks that she's the murderer. Here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekings, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lina Sky incident. Detective Brown Guzman murdered in a police department evidence room. Edgeworth, the victim name is written right on the top of this report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm sure that officer was capable of making the connection. He didn't seem challenged. Nice. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligee of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I... No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. What? Now what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, am I right? Huh? Oh well, it's, Rule 2, new evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on a trial. And how is this relevant? Normally you submit a list of evidence to be used in a court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. Bastard. Connection was just proven by Righto over there. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job? No. Why always so enemy? Why always so enemy? Come on now. Seems we have come to the end of this trial. You're becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy. There have been rumors, of course. Throw you were in the defendant's chair just last year. Yes. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. The Edgeworth. Please, just give me 1 day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, and if it's the last thing I'll do. No, I don't think this is gonna be the end. You better get results this time, really. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's even an error in this series in this history of this court. We will grant on further day as the prosecution has requested. Would this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not deceiving. Oh, it probably is. Very well. Court is adjourned. Alright. We got 1 more day to do evidence, to get evidence, to research, and to get this done. And I suppose I will leave that for tomorrow then. So tomorrow we're gonna finish this off. It seems. Alright then. Then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave this stream here. Then tomorrow I'm gonna clear this case. Because it cannot be much longer now. Because most of the time the first phase is the longest one. The second phase is, you know, you have your evidence. Most of the evidence you've already used. You have information. You know what was attached and not. So most of the time the second part is not that long. So I suppose tomorrow I'm gonna continue, and also see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. It's awesome. It's awesome that you actually come here pretty much every day lately, and I'm really grateful for that. That's awesome. But yeah, I suppose I'm gonna leave it here then for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, do hope you all have a beautiful day, evening, or night, of course, depending where you are. Thank you all so much for stopping by, even if it was just for a second. I do really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we're gonna finally finish up this case. The title will probably be the same. The only thing what I will do is I'll probably just add day 2, because again, this is day 2 of the court. So you know, I know, creative, right? But well. And of course, if there's still time left, then yes, we are going to continue filling up that time with another game. And it's probably going to be Stardew Valley, because again, it's already said a couple times before, Stardew Valley is perfect if I need a game to fall back on. You know, when I do not already want to start a playthrough. Because I think the day after that, I am probably going to start a new playthrough. But I do not know yet what I'm going to play. Because that's an annoying thing. Now I have too many games that I want to play on stream. All those DS games, man. They are a blessing and a curse. Because now you have enough to play, but it's too much to play. And you do not know which one you want to play. So it's a blessing and it's a curse. But ladies and gentlemen, as my mouse sweetly goes to the button, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's clear this case once and for all. Let's save Edgeworth, alright? Because he's probably the one who will get the most heat. So let's save Edgeworth tomorrow. Later, everyone.